Living on the edge of the day. One more step, you might end up in the mall. So hold your breath.
So, the Edge Uncle Al / Uncle Al. So I had made Shoe Game earlier in the album process. I knew I wanted that to go last. So I was playing this puzzle piece game where I was like, what do I put between Brain on Fire and Shoe Game? Because the album doesn't really have a climax at this point. It's like, shit's good, no it's not. And then the album was like over. So I was like, I need something here to like explain what was really like, where, like something's gotta give, like where is that gonna be? So narratively, I was like, let me talk about how all these songs fit together. This is the craziest part of the video. I need to make sure I don't fuck this up. So The Edge, I made this sad ass beat, this lonely sounding ass beat. And I was like, let me just talk about what went wrong. Like why the album was like happy and then not so happy. So if you listen to The Edge, it references each song in order.
Really?
If you listen to the lyrics,
That's
it
crazy.
references each song in order. There's one guy that puts them on Genius, but I got him right here. Hold up, way down.
Genius.
They're on Genius?
Yeah.
They might be wrong though, because I haven't reviewed those. And there's one kid that puts them up and doesn't always get them right. He thought Banana Phone was Dicks and Numbered Tool. When I'm like Dicks and Numbered 2, I was like, Dicks and Numbered Tool. I was like, what does that mean?
That's funny.
Shout out to that guy though. He's mad cool. I think his name's Simon. He's cool.
That's dope.
So anyway, yeah. So I got the lyrics here, but I wanted to explain the flow of the album. So the lyrics go, before Sammy's 9 months were up, we packed the backseat on some goon shit, kicking it on the turf, that's turf, with my crush in the bleachers. That's Baby Knock Me Down, like the girl from the song was at the game. And then a few lines later, hold up, it's talking about how then I went to college, and it says, hold up with anxiety, pink pill had me cursed, I swear I wished I could have put that John Deere in reverse. I never rode home and parked it and hopped in that van. And it talks about me just not adjusting to college right away. And then when I went home for fall break, wasn't ready at all, and when I came back that fall, I felt better at home because I knew who I was, watching clouds around dusk, that's Bear in the Sky, or shooting hoops at the Dub, that's Ball Like the Seas. Almost said fuck school, I was tempted, crazy how some time and a little bit of friendship can help shit. Sixth floor, had my back when love went south, I set my brain on fire trying to figure shit out. I'm still trying, is The Edge. So it's like let me explain how this all works, and it catches you up to like the present. And then this is the nuttiest part of the whole thing, is right there is like, I took you all the way back from the beginning of like the past and the memories, all the way to the present, and then you hear a plane go over. I was making the song and I was like, this is the present in the album. This is where the present goes in the narrative. So I just hit record and a plane happened to be flying over. Like it was actually the present, like in the album. So that's like the present, and it's when you go from like the narrative to like, now we're moving ahead, we're not like dwelling on the past anymore. So that's why the plane passes overhead.
That's also really fun and crazy because, I mean, I don't know if this was intentional, but I mean, you just talked about when you smoked for Brain on Fire,
Yeah.
how you felt like you were like on top of everything and showed the future, and like that feels like The Edge.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I didn't even do that on purpose. That's wild. Fuck. No, it really might have been actually, because the lyric "living on the edge of today, one more." Yeah, actually, that's exactly what I was trying to explain with Brain on Fire. Is when you're living on the edge of today, one more step, you might end up in tomorrow. So hold your breath, because it's a long way down. It's like just being scared of what's coming, and like instead of just living in the moment, you're like, if I take one more step, I'm fucking. Yeah, exactly.
That's a crazy lyric.
We're busting shit up right now.
That's crazy.
So thank you. So
Wow.
that's what it is. And then the plane goes over, you're like caught up to the present, and Uncle Al is like, you're actually in the moment for a second, finally. And it's like, when the album starts, that part of the song starts, excuse me. It's the same lyric again, living on the edge, but when it says edge, it's like a happier, calmer beat comes in, because it's like, it's okay, you can just take that step and be in tomorrow. You know, you can just like move on.
That's so dope. That's
Then
so cool.
the edge goes into Uncle Al. It like flips the lyric into like a more positive thing, like living on the edge of today, one more step, you might, and then it just cuts off and I start talking about being in the moment. This is maybe the coolest fact about the whole album. Uncle Al was recorded outdoors.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, that's why there's the plane flying over.
That's crazy.
I had the eyeball on it.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, to keep the sound in. And it was a quiet night, it wasn't like windy.
Also, who is Uncle Al? Your
Uncle Al's my brother. So it's like if I have kids, he's gonna be Uncle Al.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and he's in the song too. You can hear him at the end where I'm like, Al, say something to the people, and he's like, what people?
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, it's a microphone. He goes, and that's like, I just put him in because the song is named after him.
That's tight.
So that was just like, that part of that song is just like, I'm in the moment, and it's like, yo, there's nothing that crazy to worry about. Like, just be here. So that's why the lyrics are like, I was tripping everything and nothing, took the toxins out of my blood to let my head stop suffering. And then my favorite lyric probably on the whole album is, I've been addicted to the past, hit memories like a pipe, play my heartstrings like harp strings for lost love at night. So it's like, you just focus on the past and you're just not in the moment, you're not getting the most out of life, and you're just worrying about like who you're not with or what you're not doing. Like, just like breathe and just like be here. And then I sang that chorus, which is like probably musically my favorite part of the album.
Yeah.
It's like buried on the back half of the track, so a lot of people probably sleep, but yeah, I don't know. And then that's like the present and the second verse where I talk about, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna go overseas, I'm gonna go on tour, I'm gonna have kids, and when I have kids, they gotta meet both my parents and Uncle Al, love until the curtain's closed, always hold the family down. It's like, I have my shit straight, I know what's important, I'm not tripping on anything else, we're gonna move forward. And then it goes to Shoe Game, which is the friends that I met actually moving forward in New York. That's like the future. The Shoe Game is like off into the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I guess talk about the moving forward.
Yeah. So John is one of my best friends now. He lives here. And he was part of this crazy group that like we all just were randomly placed on the 6th floor of Shippey freshman year. It's, you know, our dorm floor. And all of us kind of like stuck together, like 1, 2, all of us except for I think one person in this house lived on that floor.
Wow.
That was just like, we all became friends, and John is like one of my best friends. One of his best friends from home, Sean, is the other rapper on the song. And we kind of just, you know, the song is just, we're like rapping about reaching for the stars in the hook. You know, it's like, finally we're leaving this shit behind. Not leaving home behind, because I'm always going to visit, but letting go of the fact that childhood is over and like, let's reach for something higher.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the meaning behind it. It's no more than that. The cool shit about that song though is the process behind it. That was like easily the most, you know when artists are like trying to say that it's like some divine intervention shit, that they're like a song just came to them. That's the only time that's maybe ever happened to me. There was no beat. The instrumental didn't exist, and I came up with the melody. I have you know, reach for the stars, 'cause there just ain't shit else to be. I thought of that, and then I was singing it out loud while I was writing the chords on the computer. Like I didn't know what key it was in, so I just kept singing it, and I was clicking in the notes with the trackpad trying to figure out how it should go, and I figured it out. And then I laid the hook down, and I was like, I'm so glad that I was able to do that without forgetting the melody. So then I like put words to it, and that fucking lyric, dude, is like, I try not to gas myself too much. The way that lyric just like popped into my head is the, I'll have you know, we reach for the stars, 'cause there just ain't shit else to be, is like so concise, and it just feels good when you say something that ends up being exactly what
That's a caption, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the shirt.
Yes, sir.
It's on the shirt. So yeah, that was cool. Then I just wrote about like just moving on and moving forward and like what I'm about to do.
And what is that?
And that's just like, get after it. I don't know, like it's
I
feel like it's really, the song is kind of about like, I'm gonna go out in the world and like find what I want to do now.
Yeah.
So that's what Sean raps about. Last thing is John sent me his verse on the original. Like he just did it the same way me and Sean did, like over just the drums and the chords. Mm-hmm. But I was like, his shit is tuned, like it's more singing. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to do kind of that Travis Scott thing where they have like the more grandiose, like bigger synths at the end. So I just deleted the beat under John's shit and made that whole building thing where it kind of gets louder. And I love that because it's like, the album starts with talking about like me just being in high school and riding bikes and shit, and there's the lyric like, aliens will probably find my bike treads in a fossil, and there's all this stuff that happens, and at the end it's like, it sounds like you fucking like leave Earth. Like,
that's sick.
It's like you like take off almost. So it's just like going out into the world and like leaving home. So yeah. But they both killed it. I just want to say thank you to those guys, my friends, for getting on the song. So we had one last thing. We had one kid, his name's Ronaldo. I think Sean sent him the song just being like, how do you feel about this? And he listened to it for like a month, every morning until it dropped. Like we sent him the song and he listened to it every day until it came out.
Okay, so if you had to package the album into like 2 sentences, what would it be?
It's about waking up from your childhood and adjusting to the fact that there's more.
Wow.
Is what I would say. Like it's
well
because
said.
the childhood is like the daydream, and you snap out of it, and for a second you're like, what the fuck's going on here?
But then
and
you're
like, we might as well go on.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I really wish we had the means to. I mean, that's a screenplay. You know what I'm saying? This is a
bro.
movie.
Like
where I'm from, but you can hear the stars on the beat of the drum. pass through my Air Force Ones, leaving scuff marks from the ground I'm above. Uptown, downtown, never been around town. I could just tell by how all your words sound. Found my third eye in the third